Dr. Silkworth began working in a clinic in his final year in medical school that dealt quite a bit with the treatment of alcoholics and drug addicts. When he completed medical school, he did an internship at the Bellevue Hospital in New York City, which had a very high percentage of alcoholics and drug addicts in it. After he completed his internship, he tried to establish a private practice as a psychiatrist in New York. Apparently he had acquired some fairly wealthy clients and was making fairly good money at it, but he found it to be totally unfulfilling. He would spend a great deal of time volunteering the work at the same clinic that he was in while he was in medical school during this time that he was in private practice. World War I come along, and because he had been raised by his father to serve his God, serve his country, he volunteered for the Army. Of course, was made an officer and a doctor immediately. Ironically, he was stationed at the very same military base as a young artillery lieutenant by the name of Bill Wilson. Apparently they didn't meet during the war. However, World War I was to have a big influence because that was really the first time that they had began giving large amounts of morphine to veterans when they got injured. Morphine, of course, had been around for a number of years before that, but that was the time when they had really refined it so they could put it into a serum and put it into a syringe and deliver it in a kind of a safe, effective manner. So that also is nothing new about combat soldiers using alcohol to cope with the psychological effects of combat. That had been goes back to ancient history. So there was a massive influx as a result of World War I of soldiers coming back who had problems with alcohol and drug addiction. And it was at that time that Dr. Silkworth pretty much decided that he was going to devote the rest of his life to the treatment, or trying to find a treatment to deal with alcoholism and drug addiction.